Good morning. As you can hear, I'm not alone today, and this story is not a folklore. I do not have any makeup on my face. I am exhausted beyond belief. You wouldn't believe. I am hand rearing kittens, so if you hear kittens in the background screaming, they are being looked after. They're just greedy and needy and cute as fuck. Love them, but they are hard work. So I'm bringing you this video today. It's not of folklore tale. It is I don't know what you would call it. I'm just going to tell you what has happened this week, because it's just weird. I don't know how to explain it. I think I'm still processing it, but I've got an appointment today, so I'm not going to do any like glam makeup or anything like that. I'm literally just going to put my makeup on as a normal day-to-day and tell you what has happened, because this is not normal. This is not okay. Red Bull, because I'm so tired. It's ridiculous. So let's start at the beginning. First of all, I've washed my face, and then I've used this Herbs on the Hill product, which is a cream cleanser. So then I cleanse my face with this, and I'm about to put this on, which is the Herbs on the Hill range CGL cream. Geranium, chamomile, geranium and lavender, which is meant to be a firming cream, which, to be fair, I am aging at a rapid rate. So, you know, any sort of firming, which will be, I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm so tired. It's greatly appreciated, is what I mean. So, let me give you some background. I have lived in this house for about 15 years. And, like, everywhere I go, whatever house I live in, there's always, like, paranormal activity. Every house I've lived in. And so I've been living here a very long time. My neighbours have experienced paranormal activity as well in their homes. It's not just mine. Look, from the minute I moved in here, it was crazy. So we moved in, and we had a ladder upstairs in the bedroom, in the boys' bedroom, and we were moving the stuff in there when my big children were little. And we were moving the stuff in there. And there was a ladder upstairs in the back bedroom, and I don't know where, oh sugar, I don't know where my ex was or what he was doing at the time, where he was, but I was here alone, so he'd gone somewhere else, so I was here alone, and there was this huge bang on the floor above my head, because I was in the kitchen. Huge bang, and I thought, oh god, the ladder's gone over. That's what it sounded like. And I ran up the stairs, and the ladder wasn't over. There was nothing. It was just nothing. And then from there, I would hear, because my older boy is now, like, my oldest child is 16, and my so I got a 16-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 7 and a 6-year-old. So I got a lot of children. Oh, boys as well, please send help. Send help. So my big ones are younger, and they were babies. The third one hadn't been born yet, so it was just the younger two. And we were staying in their bedroom decorating it, and then going to switch over. Their bedroom would have been above my head right now. And so I would hear crying, like a baby crying, and it would sound like it would be one of my babies. So I'd run up the stairs, like, into their rooms, and they would never be crying. It would never, and you'd be like, but I heard crying, you know, like I heard it, and it was never there. I've seen lots of things in this house. I've had horrible experiences in this house. Other people have had experiences in this house. So it's not just me. I'm not just crazy. Because I tell you, when this stuff is going on, you feel crazy. You feel like no one is going to believe this. And I am completely alone. You are not alone. We are not alone. yeah, so also from that back bedroom, we would hear running across the floorboards when we were sleeping in it, and the little ones were in their bedroom, but they were so small that they couldn't have got out of their cots, like their beds, and they definitely couldn't have got out of the room because there was a baby gate on it, and you would hear running across the floorboards above your head. When I was out working, I came home once and sat on the bed on the sofa with the dog that we had at the time. He's gone over Rainbow Bridge now, so rest in peace. And I came in and I sat down, and the wall behind me, which is just there, I sat on the sofa, and there was this huge boff right behind my head, directly behind my head, and the other side of that wall is the hallway, and there was no one there. It was like 10 o'clock at night. I was doing like care in the community, so I was going out looking after people in their own homes, and I wasn't getting home till like 10, half 10, 11. Like, sometimes even later. It all depended on what was happening. And there was this, like, I mean, massive smack on the wall. I couldn't even reenact the bang. Like, it was that big of a bang. But it was directly behind my head. And the dog was right next to me, and like he reacted to it as well. My partner at the time, my ex, was playing PlayStation or Xbox or something, and he had headphones on, so he didn't even hear it. So me and the dog are just like, what? And the dog got down, and he done like a full perimeter search of the downstairs, then got back up on the sofa next to me and proceeded to stare at the top of one of my units and growl. Please excuse my nail polish. I wasn't prepared to do a video today. I just needed to get this out because there's a reason. So yeah, like there's a top hop. Blah, 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 blah. There is a bit at the top of my stairs, which only squeaks when you tread on it, like the top of the landing of the stairs. It only squeaks when you tread on it. And like so many things have been going on. I had a work bag and a handbag, and I'd put stuff in my work bag, and then I'd go to it and it wouldn't be there anymore. Or you put something down and you turn around and it's gone and you can't find it. And you look everywhere for it and you still can't find it. And then 15 minutes later, you turn around and it's right back where you put it in the first place. This is why you end up feeling crazy, because you're like, I put it there and it wasn't there. It wasn't there and I wasn't there. But then there it is. Bitch, are you for real? Like, what? I was at a point where I was just like, there's either something here or I am going mad. And at that point I was thinking, like, I need serious help because this is crazy. Because everyone always thinks you're crazy when you believe in the paranormal, or like that you think, you know, that things are happening in your home. They just think you're attention seeking or whatever. And like, so you would hear all these things and like moving things, and just to make you feel crazy. Like, it would literally do it on purpose, I think. Another time, I was decorating in here, and when I moved in, it had this yellow embossed wallpaper. Like, it was white embossed, but it had been painted like mustard yellow. It was pleasant. And don't come for me. I took it off the walls. I was in the process of decorating, and I'm stripping this wallpaper off the wall, and I tidied it up, and I went to bed, tied the bag up. Still, my boys are still too young to get out of that bedroom. I come down in the morning, and the bag has been opened, and all the wallpaper that I've took off the walls and put into that bag was thrown all over the front room. No, this is like crazy, and I'm just thinking, you know what? So I got a clairvoyant around here. Coffee. I've got coffee and Red Bull. That is how tired I am right now. So I got a clairvoyant around here, and she's, you know, I've seen many over the years, and they all tell me the same thing. You're too open. You're highly sensitive. That's why this stuff happens. Da 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 da. So she comes around, she tells me there's a couple of ghosts in the house, blah, 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 and she says, you know, she's going to clear the house and they're going to go off with her, sort of thing. No, they did not. But she told me, like, I don't know how credible the woman is. I don't know whether it's true. I don't know. Like, I haven't really looked it up recently or anything like that. But she said there was a little boy that had died in the back bedroom where we kept hearing the banging and the running of little feet across the floor at night. And that the woman that lived here before, she hadn't died here, but she had died in hospital, and she didn't like it that I was decorating. She didn't like me changing the house, so that's why the paper had flown everywhere. Okay, so that's fine. So she said that she could clean them out, and they'd gone with her and whatever. And so from there, like that night, she just said, if anything ever happens, just say, please go away. I'm not ready to communicate. Da, 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 da. She's like, basically, you're open to spirit. They know they can communicate through you, so they come to you. This is why you have so many experiences. And I'm just like, yeah, sure. Yeah. Just take my money, yeah. Just go, you have to button me up. And that was like the second one that I'd seen. And the first one had told me the same, but I never believed it. Like, I know I've had experiences all my life, but you just think, you know, oh, it's my imagination, or it's this, or it's that, whatever. It's not that. Anyways, I don't even know where I'm at. Just like, so she said she's going to clear it. That night I go to bed. I'm laying in bed. And I close my eyes, and I just become aware of something in the room. And it's like I'm laying down, and this coldness just appears in front of my face. It's dark. I'm laying there with my eyes shut, and I'm just aware of this coldness. I'm aware of this being. And I'm going in my head, thank you for visiting me, like being all polite. Thank you, but I'm really not ready for this. I'm sorry. Thank you for your visiting. Like, just please go away. Leave me alone. I'm not ready for this. And I shit you not. It felt like it leant in, kissed me on the cheek, and then left. That is what it felt like. It was weird. This woman said to me, you need to come and sit. I run a psychic circle. And this is like 15 years ago. I run a psychic circle. I think I've just gone over my or whatever. Just carry on, woman. Come and sit in the circle. You need to learn how to shut this flap in your head. Like, you need to learn to shut it off because, you know, you're just too open. And I never did. And then, like, so a lot of things happened. Life changed. New partner. And this house did not like him. So, like, weird things would happen there. Like, if he tried to run a bath and put the hot water on, the hot water would never work for him. If he tried to have a bath, it would not work. It would not turn on. That's all. I had to put the hot water on for him to be able to have a bath, because otherwise the water just would not heat up. A remote for the sky lifted off a table and smacked him in the head beside us. And there was nobody else there, so nobody else could have done it. At one time, we walked through the front door. This house hated him. Whatever it was here, hated him. And for good reason. He was not a nice person. Maybe they were just trying to warn me. Yeah, we learned the hard way here. One time we walked through the front door, and a glass that was on the upstairs windowsill just flew down the stairs and smashed right in front of him. It's just crazy. And you're just like, oh my God. But then there was like just real random stuff. And then that relationship ended and whatever. So now we get on to the more scary part, really. So I'm in, like, I've always had this thing about the bedroom door. Upstairs, I was sleeping upstairs, and the bedroom door, like, I started suffering with sleep paralysis about 5 or 6 years ago, something like that. And the bedroom door, like, people say, like, they have this thing that they're terrified of in the, like, they see this thing or whatever. I don't see anything, I'm just terrified of the bedroom door. There's something outside of the bedroom door, and even like awake, I don't like the bedroom door. I won't look at it. I can't have the crack open too far because I feel like something's peeking around at me. I can't look at it, you know, just this anxiety about the bedroom door. And in the sleep paralysis, that would be what I was scared of, the bedroom door. And then obviously I would like wake up from the sleep paralysis and everything would be fine. And that went on for a long time, randomly. But I have noticed that it's normally about this time of the year. Don't know why, but it is. And so it's this time of the year. So one night I wake up, and I know this sounds crazy, and I know that it doesn't sound believable, and my ring light is doing lots of weird and wonderful things, and I don't know why it is. I woke up one night being pulled out of my bed by my leg. And I know people go like, how can you live there? Well, I don't have a choice. I have to live it. I can't just get up and move. Like, you can't. That's not like realistic, you know? So I can't just move. I couldn't move. I tried to move. I couldn't. That was like housing association. Couldn't move. Whatever. Stuck here. So I literally woke up being pulled out of my bed by my leg, and I was terrified. Absolutely terrified. I woke up and started reciting the Lord's Prayer, which I don't even know. I don't even know the Lord's Prayer. So I don't know where that came from, but it came from somewhere. The next day, I'm just trying to fiddle with the camera because obviously I'm not prepared. I just do this on a whim. The next day I actually had to Google the Lord's Prayer because I didn't know it. But I'd sat up all night just saying it again and again and again and again because I was terrified. And from there, like, I don't know how long I didn't sleep for. I did not sleep for a long time. I was mentally just like losing it. And I was like zipping everybody up in like bags in my head, like before I go to sleep, like this, you know, like, and you wonder why you feel crazy because you're doing these things trying to keep us safe. And you're like, people think you're just mad but you're like, but this is going to keep us safe, you know. So I know I sound crazy. Zipping us up in bags before going to sleep in my bed, in my head, like securing it, and then putting the house in a bubble in my head, in a protective bubble. And so I'm doing that, and I'm doing that for weeks. I wouldn't sleep with the light off. I just didn't know what to do, and I went and saw another clairvoyant, and she again told me the same and said, you know, you don't need telling. You already know this. You already know it. You're just not accepting it, sort of thing. And once you're open to it, you're open to it. So, you know, there wasn't one specific thing that I did that opened me up to it. I've just always been open to it, which is weird. My light keeps going weird. I'm sorry about that. Now, hopefully, my face won't be so shiny. Because I'm just gonna take the shine off. So, a couple more years go by. Just get rid of that. A couple more years go by. So that's happened. That's terrifying. And then, 3 years ago, I'm going to sleep and start feeling like something is touching me when I'm going to sleep. So I was single, I was by myself, I was here by myself. I've been single for a little while now, it's fine. And it literally felt just before I was about to go, just before I'm going to sleep, it would feel like someone was like running their hands up my legs. So I stopped sleeping. I didn't want to go to sleep. It was horrible. So that was a couple of years ago, and then nothing like has really happened since. Well, I say that, I mean, things happen all the time, but I'm so used to it. It's not like major stuff. So like a curry jar slid across the kitchen worktop, hit the floor, which it should have smashed. It didn't. It just slid across the floor to the front of my washing machine and stayed there. Or like recently, it's been like the drawers in my front room to the unit in my front room, the drawers open by themselves, or I don't know, I can't think of the other one. There was something else that happened recently. And like, you tell, like, my boyfriend now, when we first met, I told him about like the house, and of course didn't believe me. He believes me now. So he's here witnessing it as well, which brings like me to the next part of like what's going on, because all I've done is chatted and not really done any makeup, so I might not even finish doing the makeup on camera. So we decided, I bought this map a little while ago called the Folklore and Superstition Map, something online you can buy. And so I bought that, and I said, you know, we should go look at these places, you know, and whatever. And we decided that we would. So we decided that we would start up a YouTube channel doing like visiting these places and doing some like almost like investigation sort of type thing. So he started up the Facebook page and and we've been preparing for that and going to the places that I've told the stories about on here. So it all like ties in, which is really cool, because if you go and see the location of the stories that I've told on here and do a little investigation and just see what happens. But I went to bed like night before last, and I don't normally face away from the bedroom door. Now, I had to move my bedroom downstairs just a year ago to make more space for my kids upstairs, so they would have more room. So I moved myself down into the dining room. So my bedroom is down the dining room. And at first that was a bit scary being downstairs, because there was other things that has happened downstairs, but I thought, you know, I'm a big girl, I can handle it. It's fine. But I've never ever slept with my back to the door, because the door has always been the terrifying part. I went and sat in a different psychic circle after a reading with somebody else, and it turns out that there was something actually outside the bedroom door, because it came to the circle when I was telling them about it. It drew it to the circle, and the woman who was running it, they freaked out. These people freaked out. She was like, I don't want to talk about it too much, but she bound it, and after that my sleep paralysis stopped. So it was a bit weird, but I've been in that room a year, and I had sleep paralysis about a month ago, maybe a month and a half, for the first time in that room. And I was like, okay, that's fine, it's cool. Maybe it's ramping up a little bit. And then the other night before last, I was in bed asleep, and I woke up, and I was like, there's been a lot going on at home. There's been a lot going on. There's been a lot of stress. Our cat got run over and she had kittens, so I'm hammering kittens. I'm tired. My son's been very unwell, so I've been like looking after him. And that's stressful when your kids are unwell, and there's been some serious issues with that. So stress. So all my crystal necklaces I had like managed to disappear. I don't know where they are, but I wore them all the time because I was told it would keep me safe from psychic attack. So that's why I wear them. So I don't have any of that. I don't have my necklaces or anything like that. I do have like my altar. So I have my altar, which is in my bedroom, which has my crystals on and stuff like that. I woke up in a state of some sort of sleep paralysis, but this was sleep paralysis like I have never ever had sleep paralysis like this. Like, this was different, and I've had sleep paralysis hundreds of times, like probably countless times. This was nothing like that. This was terrifying, like on another level terrifying, for me. So I wake up in a state of sleep paralysis, And but I was not facing the door. So what I became very aware of instantly was that there was something pushing its way into me. Like, I woke up and had this sensation. I couldn't move, couldn't speak, you know, those classic signs. But I had this sensation that something was pushing itself into me, and it was halfway in. And I literally had to fight to stop it. I sound crazy. I know that. But I'm telling you, it happened. It was weird. And I'm trying to like scream and shout and kick and fight and like, and I'm telling it to get out. I know, telling it no. And I don't know how, but I remember thinking like, whilst this was happening, like, I need to clear my throat chakra because I need to voice, I need to shout. And I remember thinking that, which is weird, because I'll tell you that in a bit. So I managed to wake my boyfriend up, and my partner, my boyfriend, same thing. But when I when I was able to actually wake him up, I still couldn't move properly, and I still couldn't speak. And when I woke up, like, this half of my face was so dry, like inside my mouth, this side was bone dry. And I was very aware of my nostrils. This one, bone dry. Like, I was crying, but there was no tears. That's how dried out my face was. What is that? If anyone else has had sleep paralysis like that, please contact me because I need to know about this stuff. So I am freaked out. I managed to, like, after a little while, I get up and manage to sit up and have a drink, and then I can cry. When I got up, when I sat up and had like a sip of water, I then was able to cry. Weird. What is that about? What is that about? And I just didn't know what to do with myself. I literally just did not know what to do with myself. I got up, I grabbed a load of crystals. I had this and a bracelet on the side. I grabbed that, I stuck that on, and I had another necklace on. I had like 2 necklaces on, all my bracelets on. I think I put my ring back on. I put crystals on, or crystal under my pillow, like amethyst. I burnt incense, and I didn't want to go back to sleep. I was scared, like really, really scared, and I was just like, that is the weirdest thing. I just burst into tears. I've never woke up from sleep paralysis and cried from that, being that scared. I've always felt relieved after having sleep paralysis and waking up. But that was terrifying. I've never felt like something, you know, I've had out of body experiences, and I've had those when I've gone to sleep. Though they're for another day. Those stories are for another day. But I've never had never ever felt like something is invading my body, like something is trying to get in my body. What the hell, dude? Like, what? Can't even talk properly. Literally yesterday I spent the day, and like a day is almost like, is this real? Did that happen? Until my kids come home from school. And my son, my eldest one, he told me last night, Mum, when I was in bed at it was about 12 o'clock, he said, something tugged my duvet. What? And he said it got so close that it would have pinched his skin and tugged it. And I was like, you are joking me. And then my other son, who is poorly, he said, Well, that's really, you know, he was saying like that was really weird because he woke up that morning and yesterday morning, and he normally sleeps like dead straight and doesn't move and wakes up and everything is exactly where he's left it, right? And yesterday morning he woke up, all of his pillows are off his bed, his duvet's off his bed, everything is everywhere in his room. So that's two other people had a separate experience to me on the same night that happened. And then I got hold of my friend Amy, who's you know, we're very similar and into the same sort of things. So I messaged her and said, I haven't got any sage because I've used it all. I need some sage. Like, please, I cannot go to bed tonight without sage in this house. Nuh-uh. No chance. If I don't, I'm not sleeping. It's as simple as that. And she was like, yeah, it's fine. Like, come and get this sage stick. It was a chakra sage stick. So while I'm in that sleep paralysis, I'm thinking I need to clear my throat chakra. She gives me a sage stick for chakras. What? Too many synchronicities for my liking. And what? I slept last night. Last night was fine. I don't look like I slept. But I do know that stress breeds negativity. And I know that when I'm stressed and I'm not getting enough sleep, that I'm vulnerable. Most people are. We're vulnerable to many different things. And when you're asleep is when you're most vulnerable. I saged this house like a bitch last night. I'm surprised the fire department didn't come out. I'm literally like going into the kids and wafting it all over them, like saging everyone while they're asleep. You know, freaked out is not the word. But I went to sleep last night and didn't have any experiences. But I was so tired. I'm literally falling asleep sitting up. So there's a little ghost story for you. So we started up another YouTube channel called Paranormal Road Trip. We did an intro over there last night because we will be documenting and uploading over there. So that's exciting. So if you are into the, I don't know, weird and wonderful things that happen in life that you can't explain, or like fancy having a look over there, head over there. I'll probably drop the link in the description, the name, the link to the channel in the description, and you can follow our little road trip because we have a map we're going to be following. So that will be really interesting and terrifying at the same time. It's all fair dues. It's all fair and well when you're going to other places and doing stuff when it's in your own home. I wasn't meant to be starting it here, but we are starting it here. We've got some cameras and we're going to set them up and see what we can see and see what happens and upload it over there. So it's a whole new venture on its own, and I will continue to do my stuff over here. And we're going to investigate, as I said, the things that I talk about over here. So if that interests you, well, there is a Facebook page. I'll link that in the description as well. So as I need to tell myself, and I'll tell you, it's been a bit of a weird and wonderful story today, but it's what's going on, so why not tell you about it? I might as well, because I need to document this stuff. And so I hope you have a lovely day. I hope you're all well and none of you are being haunted and attacked in your sleep. And I hope that your families are well, and I'm sending you lots of love and light. And so, you know, stay blessed, less stressed, and trust the process. I need to hear it. Have a lovely day.